Hi, I'm Sean Reardon, Mayor of Newburyport, and welcome to the latest edition of the Mayor's Corner. It is a wet and rainy day out there today, so we decided to come inside for the Mayor's Corner. And it's actually good it's raining. We are in desperate need of some rain. As you know, it's been such a dry summer, dry early fall here. Our reservoirs could use a little bit of water. So again, I think it's supposed to rain right on through till morning, so hopefully we get some great water. And we really need it. You know, the lawns need it, everything needs it. So it's great that we're getting some rain. So I don't mind being inside today. What's going on in the city? Well, there's a lot going on. Again, the rain though is pushing the State Street work a little bit, right? We were hoping that our contractor would be able to come in this week and start the paving of State Street. So I think this is pushing it a little bit, so it'll probably be more next week. We're gonna keep pushing information out to residents about this, through all the various ways we can, right? Social media, emails. We're going to use our code red when State Street's officially closed down. As I mentioned before, we've taken the parklets away. We're still doing some sidewalk work there. We're going to do it. They're going to grind it up first, and so you can still drive on that. And so you just have to pay attention. Again, there'll be some parking that is removed there, and then when they finally pave it, it's going to be at night. So that should be the least disruption as possible. So they're going to pave it at night. Which will allow it to cool, and then we can kind of go from there. But it looks like right now, because of the weather, that this work really won't get going until next week. So anyways, that's State Street. And wow, isn't it going to be great when we get that really beautiful street done in time for downtown trick or treat and the rest of the year. I know that street was way overdue. Okay, what else is going on? We had a great meeting at the ZBA, right, Zoning Board of Appeals. We had a great meeting on Tuesday. They took up the 40B project at Kmart, right? So that 212 unit affordable housing project that's coming in there. It's a friendly 40B. We partnered with them on their application to move this forward for a lot of reasons. One, it's going to be a lot of great revenue for the city. Again, right now we make $16,000 a year off that parcel of land. Once this project's done, we can make it over $700,000 a year. It's an area that we believe can handle the amount of density that's going in there too, right? It's probably the only place in the city that you could put a building like this. And then finally, it's going to push us, because we'll be able to count all of those units towards our affordable housing stock, it's going to push us into that safe harbor status. And that's going to give us some protection over other 40Bs trying to come into the city. So a lot of good reasons why the project should happen. And I'll have some more formal things coming forward about my position around the project. Because it's a 40B, it goes through the CBA process. So they've had a number of meetings already. Last night, they focused strictly on traffic. And I gotta tell you, this is probably the biggest thing that everybody, including myself, is concerned with, is what's the impact of traffic going to be from that housing development? And it was a great meeting. We heard from their traffic expert, we heard from the peer review traffic expert, we heard a lot of good public comment, we had a lot of good questions from the ZBA, so I thought all in all it was a really great meeting. And there's a lot of good ideas about what can be done there to help mitigate some of that traffic. I always tell people it's lucky that a housing project is going in there, because if it was a Trader Joe's or some other retail, the cars would be twice as many as it would be with this housing project. So I think we're lucky in that respect, and I think everyone should continue to watch this process as it goes through the ZBA. There's pretty much every Tuesday there seems to be a meeting coming up. So next Tuesday will be the next meeting. They'll probably talk a little bit more on traffic and then move on to the next topic. So this process is going to take at least another couple of months. I think they have until the rest of the year through this 40B application comprehensive permit process. But again, if you feel strongly about it, or if you have questions about it, there's a lot of misinformation out there too. Please don't hesitate to come to office hours or come to these meetings and let them know what you're concerned about. Like I said, I think this CBA process gives everyone a chance to be heard, which is great. And then hopefully the developer can hear those comments and see how they can incorporate some of them into the project. Okay, what else is going on? We actually got some awesome news yesterday. So we actually just found out that we got the FEMA Fighter Fighters Assistant Grant, all right? This is a grant we've applied for the last 3 years and haven't got it, okay? And this grant, it was an $800,000 grant. We actually did it regionally this year. So we actually submitted an application for the first time with North Reading and with Topsfield, because we were told that we might have a better chance of getting it this year if we partnered up with a couple other communities. Now these are for our self-contained breathing apparatus, right? The scuba packs. So because of those, right, they have an end of life, and so ours are going to expire in November 1st. So we literally, this was our last chance to get some grant money to help pay for these. Otherwise, I was going to have to make a plea to City Council to use free cash to do this, and it would have been it would have been a considerable amount of money, over $500,000. So we didn't get quite as much as we did. So like our allotment is a little less. So we'll have to work with the other communities and figure out how that works. And so we might have to make up some of that cost. We'll have to see. But we're thrilled that we finally got that. Again, FEMA is a federal grant too, so that's been tricky, right? Dealing with federal grants. We're not hearing and we're not getting information very quickly from them. So again, they waited up until the last minute. So we did get that. That's great news. That now has to go to City Council to approve, but really wonderful to get that $781,000 grant approved. Sorry, $781,000 grant approved. I think that's what that. Last night was a cool night. So the YWCA honored the departing executive director, John Feenan. He had been there for 16 years. So I got to work with John the last 3. Just a passionate advocate for the mission of the YWCA, you know, fighting racism, women's rights, affordable housing. He brought all of that, affordable child care. He did so many things here in the community while he was here. And he is going to stay involved a little bit, I understand, with the affordable housing piece for the YWCA, but it really was a great night to honor him. Myself and Senator Tar were there, along with a lot of just a packed full of supporters who actually gifted him a bench, which was really cool. So I mean, he just really made his mark here in the city, and we were happy to honor him last night. So congratulations, John. And the new director, Kate Slater, did a wonderful job too. I got to meet her finally. We had a meeting set up earlier that had to get postponed, so we're gonna go ahead and get that on the books. But I've heard so many wonderful things about her. She brings a lot of ideas and energy to the table, so I can't wait to work with her and see how we can do more for our citizens here in Newburyport through the YWCA. The water projects ad hoc got started. They had a good first meeting. They have another meeting coming up on Monday. It's going to be at the Senior Center from 7 to 9. This one is a good one to attend if you're really interested in these projects. This was talked about a lot during the budget season and capital improvement plan. You know, we really thought we came up with a really thoughtful way to keep moving these projects, these vital projects. You know, the 2 big ones are the Indian Hill project, pipeline project, and then also the water treatment plant upgrades project. So we're really focusing, at least the last 3 years, what we've been doing is focusing on moving those things through design phase. We got a big, huge grant thanks to Senator Markey and Senator Warren. You know, $800,000 that went towards further design of the Indian Hill project, which is great. But Monday night, they're going to go through, so this ad hoc was set up by the City Council, and I think really the spirit of it is to get people and residents the information they need around these projects, okay? So they're going to have presentations on Monday about these projects. So if this is something you're interested about and you want to learn more about, I would head on to the Senior Center on Monday for this, 7 to 9, and then the presentation will be posted on our website too if you can't make it. We just scheduled an emergency Whittier working group meeting for Monday. We were supposed to meet on the 8th, but there's been some things happening lately. There was a Whittier School Committee meeting that kind of sent off some alarm bells for some of the working group. And just to remind everyone what the working group is, I'm one of the members of the working group. All 11 communities, along with some officials from Northern Essex and some officials from Whittier, are part of this working group. We've been meeting for months now around this, and we're at the point now that a building committee has to be formed. And Whittier School Committee had some ideas about how that should have happened. And then also it turned out representation wasn't exactly communicated clearly to the group. So we actually set up an emergency meeting for Monday to get together and really just talk about where we're at, maybe talk about some of these communication mistakes moving forward and how we can better make sure that the information is clear and presented equally to the school committee and also to this working group, because we have been working hard. That next step is going to be not only the building committee plan, but also looking at the regional agreement. So lots of things happening with Whittier, and I'll keep sharing updates as we go. I named Frank Cousins as our Newburyport representative on that building committee. Frank's obviously resume speaks for himself, but he's also a former board member at Northern Essex, and he's also worked with all 11 communities when he was sheriff of Essex County. And he's also got familiarity with big capital projects. So I think he's a perfect representative of Newburyport to have on there. And like I said, I will pass on anything that comes of the Monday meeting, but I think really the spirit of the meeting will be, let's get on the same page and let's make sure the communication that's happening is happening really clearly, because I think some things were missed last time. So that's happening on Monday. I'll just end on some good news. So the Northeast Renewable Energy Coalition, all right, NREC, has Clean Energy Week coming up, and it's this big week event that's going on in Boston. And I'm thrilled to say Newburyport's going to be have a big part in it, right? One, we've been nominated for a couple of awards. Newburyport has been nominated for the Green Community Award. Molly Ettenborough has been nominated for the Sustainability Director Leader Award for the year. And I might have got nominated for a little something too. So it's going to be a really fun week, and we're really involved. So Monday I have to speak at a opening breakfast for Clean Energy Week. And then they've highlighted Newburyport, so they're going to be coming here for a spotlight tour, and we're going to take them all around the city. Our net zero fire station is #1 on their list, along with a lot of other stops and a lot of other things we want to do here in the city. So that's happening, I believe, on Wednesday this week. Thursday, there's a panel group with the other finalists, so I'll be with some other mayors taking part in a panel in Boston, and then it ends on Friday with this big gala in Boston. But it's really great. So there'll be more information coming out about this, but we were very excited that Newburyport has been recognized. And then finally, this weekend on Sunday, Beetlejuice is going to be down on the waterfront. I'm so thrilled we made this happen. Beetlejuice got rained out during Yankee homecoming, but we're going to have them on the waterfront. It's going to be great weather. It's going to be kind of a music festival-like day, so there'll be music throughout the day, and Beetlejuice is going to go on at 3. And I'm going to be there, and I want to thank Dennis Palazzo for making this all happen from Yankee Homecoming. And then they're also raising some money for the Massachusetts Motorcycle Survivors Fund, is the fundraiser they're raising some money for on Sunday as well. But if you can, plan ahead, get down there, listen to some great music on the waterfront on a beautiful fall day here in Newburyport. And I will see you all next time on the Mayor's Corner.